Alright everyone, and welcome back to another video, and it's time to talk about Esteban Ocon. So, in case you missed it for some bizarre reason, Esteban Ocon is leaving Alpine at the end of the season. Now, this all started with, of course, the Monaco Grand Prix, when Ocon swiped across Gasly, obviously then got airlifted into the air by Gasly's car, and then of course obviously ended up with suspension damage and unable to take part in the Monaco Grand Prix. Bruno Famin after that was furious, and initial rumours were that Ocon would not take part in the Canadian Grand Prix. However, he is going to be racing this weekend in Montreal, because obviously he's got that grid penalty the stewards gave him for causing that collision as well. Now, there was a little bit of an onboard casino as well that is circulating around, that wasn't broadcast, that Gasly defended Ocon as well, which may be seen that, the fact of the matter is that we knew these two didn't like each other. There's also talk about what happened in Australia last year, which was clearly Gasly's fault when he swiped across Ocon. And don't get me wrong, the accident in Monaco, that is Ocon's fault, and he's owned up to that. Whereas Gasly, what has happened for Alpine is that they were worried that both of their drivers were going to be leaving. So Bruno Famin has used this situation to pick one of the drivers and make sure that one of them stays. Obviously, Ocon's departure creates a three-seater Alpine as well. It's not been, the best of times for Alpine. Cyril Abiteboul, he led that team as Renault, and they were getting multiple podiums with Daniel Ricciardo. As well, we all thought the projection would be going up. And even at the start of last season, the first half of 2023, as well, when they were led by Otmar Schaeffner, they got 2 podiums with Ocon and Gasly. But since Otmar Schaeffner has left, Bruno Famin has taken over, and to be honest, I don't rate him. I don't think he's very good as a team manager. He's lost. I think he's lost control of both Ocon and Gasly, and now that Ocon is now free to do whatever he wants, he needs to just like Sainz is at Ferrari, he needs to put on a showcase that is advertising himself to other teams as well. There are more drivers that are linked with F1, and there are seats next year. Somebody is going to be missing out as well. The favourite to take the vacant Alpine seat, by the way, is Jack Doohan, as well. The Alpine reserve driver, who I didn't think he would take the seat, but that's only because he's not racing this season. Obviously, he is Alpine's reserve driver, and if they confirm him, then they can easily swap Ocon out for some pre-practice runs at the end of the season. As well, I think that probably, probably will. Doing is the simple choice for them, but there are other candidates. Bottas and Sainz have both been linked with the move, as well, along with Mick Schumacher making a potential return as well to work with Alpine. Doohan and Schumacher are definitely the favourites. Bottas and Sainz. Sainz, he'd be stupid. He'd be desperate to move to Alpine in the state they're currently in, because they're not really the force that they were under Renault. And I wish that they now get rid of the Alpine branding, rebrand to Renault, and move forwards and get rid of Bruno Famin and get Cyril Abiteboul, or whatever his surname is. Apologies about that. Get him back in the team. I know he's doing. The last time I think he was doing some World Endurance Championship stuff, so they have to buy him out of contract. But if you're one of those investors, because they got all those people like Trent Alexander-Arnold and other celebrities to invest in the team. Ryan Reynolds is another one as well. They've got these people invested in the team, and so far it's a very poor return for their investment. As well, if it was my money, I'd be wanting to see. There's already been big changes. That a raft of personnel are left already, and it's not looking good. It's not. The fact of the matter is, are these people? We don't really know if these people are being fired or forcibly removed, or or just leaving because they don't want to have to work in this situation where the team has definitely gone backwards to what is one of the slowest cars on the grid, as well, possibly bar the Sauber, which may be why Carlos Sainz has decided, he's taken the one look at next year and say, I'm going to be 30, I'm not going to be I don't want to be racing at the back next season as well, which is why he's been linked with a move to Williams. Now, for Ocon, can he get another race seat? There is a rumour that he could move to Haas as well. He's also another option for Sauber/Audi as well. But he'll want a longer term contract there because that team is at the back for next season for sure, as they focus on making sure that Audi are in a good spot for 2026 for sure as well. But yeah, those are a few positions. Some people have linked him with the move to Mercedes. Obviously, Mercedes are looking at Andrea Kimi Antonelli, who has been doing more and more testing in older and older Mercedes F1 cars as well. He will be available as an 18-year-old to replace Logan Sargent at the Italian Grand Prix. And obviously, Mercedes still have some relationship with Esteban as well. So potentially you could see Antonelli take Sargent's spot from Monza, the Italian Grand Prix, and then they offer Ocon as his replacement at the end of the season. Albon and Ocon will probably be, it needs some, first of all, the teammate that he can work with. Because not all of the, there has been incidents in the past where he tends to fall out with his teammates, but then obviously people were replaying all the contact with his teammates as well. And half of them were actually the teammate colliding with him. So yeah, I'm hoping he can go to a place where he's happy to race and his teammate is someone he gets on with as well, because then if you can get the best out of him, he's already scored 1 point for Alpine this season at Miami, somehow in a dead car. It's not like Monaco when Gasly scored his point. He's comfortably beaten Gasly in qualifying, except for Monaco this season. So yeah, he's actually having a good season. Obviously the results don't really show it because the Alpine is a potting shed on wheels, but yeah, Ocon needs to showcase a few more points finishes for Alpine in the remaining races this season would go a long way to assure him his seat on the grid for next season. Now one seat that's no longer available is Red Bull. Yes, because Sergio Perez has signed a 2-year deal with Red Bull. Yes, 2 years deal. He'll be there until the end of 2026. And I kind of think that's bye-bye Daniel Ricciardo as well. It's clear that I do think that also, by the way, for the Alpine seat, they should look at Yuki Tsunoda. Helmut Marko has said they're not looking at Tsunoda. So, so what's the point of him being there? Tsunoda's having a very good season, scored majority of RB's points, Racing Bull, Toro Rosso, whatever you call them, as well. I think he's in for. I think that he is going to be somebody who will be a hot prospect. I think a lot of teams will be after Tsunoda, and I think that will once Sainz and Tsunoda are sorted, I think we'll see the other seats fill up pretty quickly as well. But those two are the ones that are probably sought after, although Tsunoda hasn't confirmed he's leaving. Yeah, we already know that Lawson's likely to have a seat. Ricciardo's probably off as well, which could be the end of Ricciardo's F1 career, because he's hardly performed this season except in Miami Grand Prix Sprint. He really has been very largely outshined by Tsunoda as well. And obviously Gasly has that existing relationship with Tsunoda, so he might push for that to be out to the team, although they didn't listen to Ocon when he wanted Mick Schumacher at the team. So yes, let me know what you think about the Esteban Ocon situation. Was this the right move to announce him gone from the team? I still think that overall it is the right move for Ocon's career to leave the team. I think he'd be much happier in another team, and I think that I personally predicted that team would be Williams as well, with Albon leaving, but obviously Albon is confirmed to be staying at that team, committed longer term now. So yeah, an Albon-Ocon partnership would be good. I think that could be good at Williams. Obviously there's also Haas as well, should they decide not to renew Kevin Magnussen's contract. We're expecting Ollie Behrman to come in there as well. So yes, the driver, unlike 2024's driver market, which was absolutely boring, dead, next year's 2025's lineup, Lewis started it pre-season, and it's going to keep on going. And we might not even see the final seats confirmed until next year, right before the season begins to start. But yes, as I said, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you are new around here, then please do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. Until the next video, then I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.